Hey guys, what up? Welcome back. So today I'm painting a thing with two pictures essentially. So one half is done one way and one half is done another. To start off, I did borders like always, and I split the painting down the middle with. I then marked out roughly where 1/3 of down at the bottom of the tree should be, and that's where I said my skyline will be. I also drew a vague outline of the tree I wanted to, just in case I need it for reference later. To start painting, I used some white and then some light blue to do the sky on the left side. So this is a transition from sky blue to white. Then I did some puffy white clouds with just a rounder brush and made them have some more fluffy texture by moving the brush up and down, left and right. I wanted to have a bit of a lake, so I went back with the same sky blue that I was using for the sky, and that's what I used to create the lake. So the lake here is done with just horizontal strokes, just as I did with the sky, because it's still water. And yeah, I just used a thick brush to do this. Next, I actually went back with brown to do the other side of the shore. So this I did with dark brown. So next step is to create the trees in the background, so that's on the other shore. And I just did that with some green and light green. And this was just basically small vertical and horizontal strokes to make a little texture and sort of like Christmas trees, I guess. And then the second part was going back with some yellow, and that was to make sort of more other softer trees rather than just pines. I added grass at the bottom of the page, but it got a little bit cut off in the recording. So nonetheless, this is just basic vertical strokes, small little spikes of grass growing, as well as some bulrushes. So that's just a long green stroke, so thin sort of for the stalk, and then the brown sort of flowering part of the plant. The next step was to do the tree, so I did this with brown and some black to make shadows and contrast on the tree, so it looks more sort of twisted and bendy. And this was just, so brown is in the middle, and then on the outside edges there's a bit of black, and I used a more textured brush, so there's more little lines of black rather than the black being mixed in straight into the paint. Pull the branches across the painting, so some of them will end up going on the other side in the next half of the video. The next step in this is to actually put the leaves on the tree, so this is just done with a rounder brush, and that is done to give it more texture, so I just basically dotted the brush on the painting and it just made it the right texture. So I just used dark green as well as a bit of lighter greens. I will go back later to make more highlights when I'm done. then once the painting dried a bit on the left side, I removed the tape and moved it over onto that side so that there's a straight line between the left and the right side of the painting. So we have a little bit of a shift of tone here. I started the sunset with some daffodil yellow and some light pink, and that is what I'll use also in the water. And then I blended it over into navy blue. So same idea with these clouds as on the other side. This is just some pink and white, and I just used a rounder brush to sort of dab them onto the painting and mix them in with the background a bit. That way they look more wispy and sort of blend in more, but they have to have a sort of defined edge on the top so they're clear that they're not from the background and then not part of the sky, but they're sort of their own separate being. The next step is water, so I did the water in, once again, navy blue, and then I added a bit of a splotch of yellow and pink at the top of the water so that it's reflective of the sky. And I figured this would do with a little bit more pink and a little bit more blending just because it makes the water texture looks a little bit nicer. Then the next step is the shoreline, both on the viewer side and on the far side. So I did this with just straight black, and I did a sort of similar thing where I did pine trees and sort of softer trees, but I also once again there's a reflection in the water, so that's important. I added the outline of some plants on the viewer side once more, but this time with black. And I made them cross over onto the left side a little bit just to sort of blend the two together a little, just for the purpose of aesthetic. This is completely optional. So I finished off the tree on the right side by just using black and using the same sort of vertical, like up and down motion and making the edge of the branch. So to end things here, I just took off all of the tape and I went back to add some highlights and lowlights just for the fun of it, honestly. And I used some spring green on the tree just to give it a little bit more light. Yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. This was just, I don't know, done for fun in all honesty. And yeah, sorry the background music. I was just having a bit of a time entertaining myself with finding music online. Yeah, see y'all.